Ladies and germs, it is your boy. It's your man, the one and only Christian Hannahar. No, we're not that special. Okay, so I saw today on Blade Disgusting and other sites that they're doing a retrospective special edition documentary on Halloween. I mean, not Halloween. Jason Goes to Hell, and it's like the ultimate, behind the scenes look at the movie and yada yada. Let me get a sip of this real quick. And I thought that would be a good time for me to give my retrospective and look back at Jason Goes to Hell. Not review it, really what I think about the film, the steps that they took, and, the decisions that they took to go to what they did, and just how crazy and bizarre it all got. So, let's go back and see what happens. So, Jason Goes to Hell comes out, and people don't really receive it as well as, you know, no, excuse me. Jason Takes Manhattan comes out. The Friday the 13th franchise had kind of taken its turn and its toll. And while it made money, and it's one of my favorites, the fact of the matter is, that's my poster right there for Jason Takes Manhattan. The fact of the matter really is that it started to run out of steam. So when Paramount decides to sell the rights to Jason, they don't sell the rights to Friday the 13th. This is where things kind of get sticky, and I'm not going to pretend to understand it all. Basically, what I do know is Paramount said, "Here, New Line, you can buy Freddy, and you can buy Jason, and you can make movies with Jason, but you can't call it Friday the 13th and things like that, or you'd have to pay an obscene amount of money." So basically, in the early 90s, we get this movie called Jason Goes to Hell. And instead of, kind of going back to the roots, which maybe I think it would have worked fairly well, going back and just doing a straightforward Friday the 13th movie, a good 3 or 4 years had gone by. People were really starting to probably miss Jason a little bit and miss Jason at camp. Horror was kind of not necessarily dead, but it was starting to get into the 90s. Things were getting a little stale. People probably were begging for, another Jason. But I do know the first time I watched this movie, you know, I was kind of like, what the hell is going on? But I will say this. I think it is a movie that has endured a lot better than even the makers of the movie probably would have anticipated. Jason Goes to Hell is a guilty pleasure for a lot of people. And a lot of people really enjoy the movie now. And I gotta be honest, I'm one of those people that thinks it's so funny and it's just a trip. It's not to be taken seriously. It's almost in the same vein of Halloween Resurrection, where it's like almost all bets are off, except it's 10 times Halloween Resurrection. I don't really mind the fact that Jason was not in the movie the whole time. It really doesn't bother me a whole lot because I was entertained throughout the whole thing. I was entertained when you had, the body swapping happening and people are, it was entertaining to me the route that they went. I'll never be one of those people that says you've got to do something by the book and you've got to do it, you can't change anything because when you do sequels, one or two things happen. You either do the same thing and it fails because it can fail because people will say, well, they don't take any risks. They're just making the same movie. But you've also got, on the same token, you can make a movie and people say, you know, this is nothing like what I saw. I wanted to see this type of movie again, but this is not what I got. People love to hate everything nowadays. And that's my biggest, my saddest thing to say about all this is a lot of people just like to hate things nowadays. But the beautiful thing about movies that people hate is that time can sometimes just change people's mind, and it's an amazing thing. Um, when I look at horror sites and a lot of sites that do masks and stuff, one thing I notice is that Jason Goes to Hell busts and masks are very popular, and people usually are always trying to get their hands on one or find one, and it really is something cool. And the look of Jason was really just ridiculous, but it fit the look of the movie. He was so warped, and he was so, he was so just like decayed, and his mask was sinking into his face, and the music was over the top, and Harry Manfredini actually, I believe, did the music. All in all, I don't want to be too long on this. And like I said, it really was nothing I'm going into detail about. I'm just kind of giving you my retrospective on the movie. I remember enjoying it the first time I watched it, secretly enjoying it, but thinking, I can see why a lot of people just dislike this. But now I have no problem saying I think it's just a riot. I think it's fun, and I think it's a good movie in that aspect. It's not a Friday the 13th, and people need to kind of start to see that just want to complain about it. It's not Friday the 13th. It's exactly what it's called. Jason Goes to Hell, and you can take that literally, metaphorically, however you want it. But basically, Jason goes to hell in some form or another in this movie, and the movie itself kind of just goes to hell, and it's kind of a fitting title if you ask me. Um, and I just like I hope to think that a lot of the Friday 13th fans now can see that movie for what it is and not be ashamed of it, and just say, you know what, F it, I'll watch Jason Goes to Hell. I need a good laugh, and don't skip it when you do a marathon. Don't skip it. A lot of people skip my favorite, which is Part 8. I think Part 8 is just awesome. And a lot of people skip that one. And, it's all subjective. But, I will say at the end of the day, I think Jason Goes to Hell is a fun movie. And I'm probably going to watch it when I get done with this video, just to christen this video. So I hope to hear from you guys soon. Please give me your small retrospective in the comment sections on Jason Goes to Hell. I'd love to know what you guys think. So, cheers from Christian Hendelhar. I'll see you guys next time.